even though we're a hot mess.
What does that do?
It's our
I'm
microphone.
trying to see if this up here, Andy, I'm trying to switch it to the TV,
Oh, great. Okay.
but I don't. Roxy, can you say something? Seemed a little weird.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's not doing anything. I don't know.
Okay, if there's anything pressing, I'll
Okay.
just text Muna and she can talk for me.
That didn't do anything.
All right. Well, I'll just talk for her really loud. I think I
Or
got it.
you. I could text you or Muna, one of the two.
Now we figured it out. We can hear you now.
Yay!
Loud and clear. A little too loud.
Uh-oh.
Let me turn this down.
Let me see if I
Okay,
can
I'm
open.
turning it down over here.
Okay.
All right. Now try, Roxy.
Hello?
Hi.
That's better.
Hi.
That's a lot better.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, how do I get out of here? Okay.
And Joseph is right here too, so.
Oh, he's being quiet. Hey,
How's it going?
it's going well. Sort of. We're running a little behind.
Okay.
All right. Did we did a Zach, do you know her?
Sure, yeah. Zach, for those of you who haven't met me, that's general manager for our new management. And I work with Angela and the whole team here to do daily operations and see what happens on every day, make sure it works properly to service the people of Sandy.
I'm sorry, Zach, is this your first meeting?
No.
I thought so. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
See, I
I'm
forgot.
pretty sure that, okay,
Yeah.
sweet, awesome.
My name is Joe Smith. I'm a new board member.
Yay.
I've been living here in Sandy since 2004. And my background in pretty much in the AV industry. And state, federal.
And what brings you to transit?
Oh, well, I retired. I retired a few years ago and over the years and whenever I had the opportunity, and I was trying to get involved with things. I used to live in Monmouth, and I was Rotary and the Board of Trustees, for Western Oregon University, and helped out in fire, and so then since we could be here, and since I retired, I was on the Sandy Net Board Advisory Committee of the Fire Department. So this is the time to be thinking.
Awesome.
I have the time to do it.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
I'm Christina Ramsayer. I am the city council liaison to the transit board. And I've been on for almost a year now, so this is my third. Wow, I know.
Flies. Time flies.
Heather Miche, I'm the board chair, longtime city resident, etc. I'm a transit nerd and I love our department and what we do and it's fabulous and amazing.
Chris Alexander, I think I've been on the board like 4 years, just active in the community, been out here since 2013. Was currently on the San Diego football. I resigned from that. 11 years and looking in the program, so I think it's in good hands. So it's my days are numbered years, but yeah, this is my only board to be active with. And obviously I work at TriMetro, trying to help improve the transit out here. So
Okay, I'm Micah and I work for all 10 counties. Just 5 just counties turn crazy, but that's that.
Well, I'm Lena Rethlen. I'm the transit manager. I've been here about 10 years. That's about it for me now. I'm Nancy Payne. I'm from the transit team. I've been here over 6 years. Welcome aboard, Joe.
And I'm Amy Howell, the transit director. I think I've been here about 13 years. Very happy to have you. Good to see you again. If we can, oh, and I should say, I live just outside of town.
Here, the housing market's good right now.
I'm out in the woods where I currently don't have any power and branches everywhere, so I might start looking. Those townhomes right there, we used to walk by them all the time, and I'd be like, oh, how nice would it be if I just lived right there? Anyway.
Very nice.
Very nice. Just walk right across the floor. Be amazing. Anyway. So I'm gonna skip us since we have places to be. And I handed out, what?
Are you going to Roxy just to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Guys, do you want to introduce yourselves? Roxy?
Okay, sorry. I'm Roxy Lowe, and I've been in Sandy for a long time. I've been on the transit before Andy, when Julie was around. And so we love our city and all that transit does for us. And we'll continue to be on it to make a difference.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm Joseph Lowe. I am the vice chair, I believe, unless that's changed. And I've been on there, yeah, I'd say long enough that I became part of the furniture probably. And my day-to-day job is that I work for the state. I am in the community service and supports unit under Aging and People with Disabilities. I oversee the Disability Services Advisory Councils throughout the state and also the Oregon Disabilities Commission.
Good work, sir. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna share my screen so that you can see what I handed out. I've been saying for a while now that, actually I gotta go here to share my screen, don't I? That I'm going to find a way to communicate our financial situation better. Not better, just different, I should say. So this is last quarter. This is quarter one of our services. So every quarter, I turn in our financial information to ODOT. And at that time is when we ask for various reimbursements from all of our many pots. And so one of the things that, so you have our financials in front of you. You have our financial statement as of October 2025, I believe, so that you can see our line items. So if our department starts at 270. So 270070 is transit. Within our budget, and this is new to us this year, we have separated out the county services. So when our line items change to 270.270, that is county services. So their budget is within our budget. It used to just be, we kind of absorbed them, and so it wasn't really transparent. And so a city council member requested that we break it out so that it's just really easy to see what is their funding and what is City of Sandy funding. Joe, I will quickly explain, and I probably will explain it again when our second board member joins us, but the City of Sandy oversees Mount Hood Express, which goes from Sandy to Timberline Lodge. They carry bikes in the spring and fall, and they have ski boxes in the winter. They also have a service called Villages Shuttle, which goes to Rhododendron. We've recently interlined, meaning we use the same bus, same drivers for our Estacada service and their village shuttle service, which is working very well. Ridership is great, and by doing that, we're able to serve Vista Loop, which I know you mentioned on your application. We actually have a stop at Vista Loop now by interlining with that bus. So, that's going really well. Ridership is beautiful on that route, or it's gaining. And we also do quite a lot of dial-a-ride for them. So anything that is in city limits, that's call us up and we take you there. Not on a fixed route bus is ours. Anything, we will take Sandy residents to doctor's appointments and medical things that they can't access within city limits. So Veterans Hospital, Kaiser Sunnyside, those are Sam's. But if you are outside of the city limits and you want to come to Sandy for a doctor's appointment or to volunteer, there's a lot of reasons to shop, then that's actually a county service. But we do it and they pay us. So there's a lot of dial-a-ride all around Sandy that we are doing, and then they are paying us to do it. So very, very good working relationship with the county. They obviously operate all of those services out of here. We share a contractor, we share drivers, etc. Although it's really hard to share drivers on Mount Hood Express because it takes a very
Special.
yeah, I was gonna say, I won't use the word special, but a very particular person, a type of person who can handle that, that last piece up to Timberline Road is pretty steep and pretty nasty, not really a great road. And they're in big bus and they're chaining up every time when it's winter. So anyway, but one of the things that are particular to now, the context of where this particular piece of information is coming from is our current mayor has asked several times in the past that we make it very clear what we are financially supporting. So she's asked questions quite a bit about the Clackamas Town Center route, for example. Is the Sandy payroll tax paying for the Clackamas Town Center route? And if it is, do other people that are outside the city limits also pay for that route? Or is it just funded through the city of Sandy? And so one of the things that I had told her before she was mayor, actually, is that I would try to find a way, and this is my first kind of breakdown of, and it will be improved after this as well, but I basically took the cost per route, and the rides at the bottom is our dial-a-ride, and that also includes SAM rides that are outside of the city limits. So that's Star that's in the city limits, and it's SAM medical rides that are outside the city limits. But I broke it down. This is for the first quarter. The total cost of that route is on the left. That does include admin as well as operations. And the only thing that's not in here is like capital or planning is not in here. Which we bought some very expensive buses in this quarter. You could that'll be in the October finances. It's not in this, but one of the things that I'm pointing out, so if you look at the Sam Gresham, for example, we spent almost $300,000 running that route, and that is our workhorse. That's about, last I checked, 85% of our ridership comes from that route. I have the federal reimbursements at the top, and there's 3 different federal reimbursements. STIF is a state payroll tax. So we have a certain amount of STIF that is that gets reimbursed for that service. And so after we've been reimbursed all of those sources, the Sandy payroll tax that we are collecting from our local businesses pays about 40% of that route. And then if you look at Clackamas Town Center, the city of Sandy payroll actually pays nothing for that route. Stiff pays for that. It's actually TriMet. It's a partnership with TriMet. So TriMet is paying for the operations of that. The 12,659 that you see in the federal reimbursement is for admin costs. So TriMet pays for the drivers, the gas, the vehicles, etc. But there's a little bit of admin that we allocate federal funds to for that route. So the city of Sandy payroll tax actually pays nothing for the Clackamas Town Center route. Shopper Shuttle, city of Sandy payroll tax pays about 31%. The Estacada, it's not even 1%. And rides is 23%. And this will change. Honestly, it's not always going to look like this because our reimbursements are always different. We may have maintenance costs that we do or don't get reimbursed for in a quarter. Estacada, for example, might have a vehicle go down and we may get half of that reimbursed and we may pick up the other half. So you may see the percentages change quite a bit. For this version, this is a kind of a quick breakdown. So the maintenance is just kind of hidden in here. It's not particular to the route, which next quarter it will be. But it just gives you an idea of, down on the left is our total cost for the quarter, and then about 25% of those costs was paid through the city of Sandy payroll tax. And typically what happens to the other 75% of that payroll tax that we collect is we tend to save it for capital and for a rainy day. So any questions?
So there's also revenue collected of this too, some of these routes.
Yes, thank you. Mm-hmm.
And so this is just the cost, so.
This is just the cost side. Yeah. So we do collect fares, and because of the way that that federal funds, so when you get reimbursed for federal funds, you have to take fares out first. So these costs have fares removed. And then and we don't, I think it might be 12% of our revenue is fares. It's anywhere from 10 to 12%. It's not a whole lot. And then we do have obviously incoming contracted costs with the county, but most of our revenue is through federal grants and payroll tax, state and local payroll tax.
So the other soft cost, payroll burden is just a part of the that was reimbursed from feds instead of. So how is that the payroll cost that is not reimbursed by the city, like health insurance, let's say.
So the admin cost is included in here. Yeah. So the city costs, they're included in it. We operate Joe on a very shoestring city there's 2.8 city employees, and then everything else is contracted. So not a lot of admin costs. I mean, obviously we're in a building and have lots of buildings, etc. But as far as even personnel, it's in our contract services.
Is there a contingency fund or asset replacement and
Yeah.
at times and
Yep. So we started this biennium with 1.9 million. We'll probably spend some of that because we're going through a pretty heavy capital period and we use that obviously for capital. We use it for local match if we have to, et cetera. So we'll probably spend some of that right now. We just, like I said, bought $3 million worth of buses and
Okay, do you have like a schedule of that bus is gonna last us 20 years, so we wanna accumulate so much per year? Okay, but they put it in.
we don't necessarily have like we do have a capital improvement plan. So we know when we're looking to purchase buses, we don't necessarily have like we want to keep this amount in contingency. But the past several budgets, it's been about 1.7 to 1.9. It has been in our reserves. And I will say it really comes in handy. The last time we really needed it was when the federal government shut down under Trump's first administration. And you really need that. That was a good lesson of, when ODOT says, how long can you operate without federal funds? It feels really good to say we're okay for a little while.
And looking at the schedule of ridership, looks like probably COVID really took a hit.
COVID did. We had spent several years really building ridership. And if you look at our charts, you can see that in 2020, the first 2 months were like way up ahead of all the other years before. And then March hits and we've, think we're at about 75% in where we used to be. Yeah. However, ridership increased every month this year, except for February, and that was still really close.
And that cicada bounced
Way back, yeah.
Last, I remember they were almost back to normal.
They're almost back.
Almost back to.
The interline service has really helped that, we hit some funding issues and we really cut back on Estacada and we're running 5 times a day and you really cannot, transit dependent people cannot rely on a service that only runs 5 times a day. So we've been slowly trying to find ways to build that. And it seems to be working. We also didn't run on the weekend. We do now. We run 7 days a week now, which is important to Estacada. So fingers crossed. I would say fingers crossed. Yeah, I can say it, so I don't see it on the agenda. December 1st, we made a lot of changes to our services for a lot of reasons. And we've added 9 hours to Sunday service. Because we used to only run 8 times a day on Sunday. So now Sunday looks like Saturday. And moved a lot around for internal reasons, but also to help build the ridership back up. So hopefully we'll see some more increases in ridership. That's it for me. We can go back to the agenda. Thank you very much. All right. I just wanted to point this will probably, I don't know that it'll always look like this, but when I was playing around with how I can make it really easy snapshot of what our services cost and how much the city collected from our businesses are contributing to it versus us getting grants, etc. This is kind of my first try at here's how we're doing.
Well done.
Thank you.
Very thorough. Okay. Approval of the June meeting minutes and this agenda. Do we have any additions or corrections to that set of minutes for our June meeting? No. For our December agenda, any updates, changes? To today's meeting? So all in favor of approving the June minutes and the December meeting agenda? Respond by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay.
All right, I have more than usual, of course. So the tree lighting was November 21st. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, sure.
I was just.
There were approximately 1,000 people at the tree lighting. They handed out 775 cups of cocoa, according to the
Wow.
city's count. And hold on to your seats. The first week of Winterfest attendance was 10,000 visitors to Mining Park. In no small parts of the transit department. The locals would use our transit system. The holiday lunch last week was lovely. I never got to see all the employees in one place, and I'm kind of still new, so it was really cool to see the recognition and all of that. Friday is the shortest day walkway, at 6 o'clock, in Mining Park at Winterfest. The departments will be stamping visitors' passports at city tables. I think you guys have a table here in position 1 or 2. I don't remember.
We have a bus.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And a different spot than we had before. Yeah, we're gonna be in a new spot, but
Yeah, I don't know what it's.
yeah,
It seems like it
we're
changes.
we've been changing it.
And then next year, I mean, we're working on the improvements for Mining Park, so it could be, I don't know what timeline we're looking at for the accessibility issues and tweaking all that. So next year, the year after, it could be totally different. But 10,000 people the first week is a limit. I think that's a lot of people coming through Sandy and seeing, all that we do here and how we run our city.
And every night I've watched, it's been very full.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody running around the trees or getting upset with anything, so that's always good. And then Sunday and Monday is the Winterfest Holiday Market. It's the first annual. There's vendors and 4:30, I believe, to 8 o'clock. If you're out and about. I bring all this up because Winterfest is huge for our city. It's also serviced by the transit department.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that it goes there. When I go to the park, I, in years past during the summer during Mountain Fest, have called the Star to come pick me up with my kids. Because there's no way I'm thinking screaming kids in July, all sweaty and dripping with snow cones. And then, so again, I am really working to promote the transit system. I would like to come up with a ride the trolley with the counselor, ride the trolley with the mayor, get everybody on board to understand. You can go to Blackness Town Center, put it all, and safely and consistently and dependably. And I think if I can get the word out, we can, make people aware. It can really bring up ridership a lot, because I don't think with everything you see, I don't know that people trust mass transit. Maybe not mass transit, we're Sandy Transit.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I'm still working on pushing that through. Every chance I get to talk about the transit department, I do. So that's all I've got. I'll be at the city table on Friday. If anybody is out and about, I'll probably be wearing a hood and plastic coat. It may or may not be raining. I hope that they didn't sustain too many problems with the wind. I remember, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but it was a lot, so. I haven't seen anything in my email, so hopefully it's all good.
I know, I'm worried about that Christmas tree.
Yeah, it was having issues the week after it was turned on. The presents were looking droopy and some of the lights were out because we had that little bit of looking stuff.
Yeah.
So, Public Works does a good job, but we can't be everywhere. Yeah. We do our best, but sometimes we gotta, go light the tree. I am sorry, I have to depart early.
Yeah.
I have a high school kiddo, he was doing a concert tonight and.
Very important.
Yeah, 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 well, you're welcome, I'm happy to do it. I will scream from the mountaintops if I get people to listen to the transit system.
It's all about personal experience and education.
Yeah, yeah, and it's, I mean, I've seen other departments, all of them, budgets and that, and, not to be particular, but Andy does my religion. So she's always very clear and concise and knows the answer to a question. And so, I appreciate that because I ask a lot of questions.
Thank you.
So, thank you, everybody.
And I will say that, Tyler has talked to me about doing the ride along, so that is in the plan.
Yeah, I would love it.
Yeah.
I think that would be
We're
great.
working on it.
I'm
Probably the beginning.
I see no negatives with it at all.
Yeah, me either. That'd be
Just,
great.
You guys thought about like doing a video, like, ride with us, like little clips along the routes? Kind of like what Chocolate does, but
Yeah,
it's all I have.
yeah, that'd be fun, actually. TriMet has a really good, I don't think it's TriMet that did it, but they have a really, there's a website I ran across that was, one of your lines. It's all about like someone's experiences on TriMet,
Oh.
whatever line.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that was, yeah, that.
I would love to do something like that.
Yeah, even some of the videos of just riders doing it, not the negative videos, but just some of the fun come ride transit stuff.
Yeah.
Just something like that to help promote so people know that there is transit options from here to Clackamas Town Center.
Yeah. Yeah. We should do that.
It's a little bit safer than the other options.
We need a tech savvy camera. Interview. We'll think that. That's a good idea.
An interim spot that doesn't like cost anything.
Okay.
Our new board member, we've already done our introductions. And then promoting transit beyond Christina's ideas, are you adding to that? Maybe? Mona?
Do you want to tell them about our latest and greatest?
yes. So. Andy has a Sasquatch costume. So I suggested she get it out and have. Well, we ended up with Bodie. And put on one of our
Bodie's
Dolly
my kid.
Trolley. Sorry, Bodie is her son. And have one of our Dolly Trolley shirts. And come out to the Dolly Trolley because our newest electric buses have a Sasquatch on the back. Only his name is Sam Squatch. And so we started rolling around the idea that he's gonna be our new mascot. And he will be at the Shortest Day Walkway. And he'll be handing out free round trip rides, courtesy of Sam Squatch. Where you can take a picture with him on the bus. Take a picture of him with the Cedar Park background, the back of the bus, or take a picture of him with your feet on the bus and post it on social media.
Yeah.
So I think we're really gonna start rolling out some things. I have a few ideas that I'd like to start doing to get him as our mascot and promote him in something in the city, something fun. Not transit. To make it more than just riding, but he's, you know, everybody's friend. Thinking about doing some goodness.
Oh, like signings.
Yes, like sightings and maybe if he's on your bus, maybe not the person in Sasquatch, but. You know, maybe there's a little. Stuff Sasquatch and when he's on your bus, you get a free ride or things like that. So we're just workshopping some of those ideas, so.
So
it's
your
Sasquatch.
idea is quite interesting because it's saying that they're having the same discussions about identifying a spokesperson. And we thought, oh, we could do a lizard, that's already taken, but then we thought about Sasquatch, and then suddenly, well, they, you know, the Sandy transit, I got that too.
I was gonna say, I was like, I'm gonna send Greg a message right now. You can, that is all limits. We beat them to it. That's great.
Well, the nice thing about characters is, as opposed to people, is, sometimes people can get, like or dislike a person, but it's hard to dislike, a lizard or something.
It's true.
And
It's
it-
very true.
It's, the sand splotch is very relatable in this area. It's just a fun, whimsical.
We're pretty excited about it, actually.
It makes me giggle every time I think of it.
Yeah.
So definitely gonna have some fun with it.
Good. Holiday happenings.
Well, we have Jolly Trolley happening. I don't even know how many runs we're doing.
We are doing we had hoped to do 2 more, but I don't know that that's gonna happen.
Where the trolley go down.
Yeah.
We had a trolley become very abusive, and it's
Had
still,
to get a new engine.
yeah,
Already.
The
so
blue one, the new one.
What?
we may try to do a post-Christmas run. I don't know how well that will work, but the lights will still be up, so people can still have fun doing it. It's definitely been a great success. Everybody's had a really good time. And we have 100 people on the waiting list. So I would like to knock out a few people.
And can you explain the Jolly Trolley so
Yes,
everyone knows what it is?
so we started out doing just kind of a fun thing at the tree lighting, and we take people around to some neighborhood lights. And then COVID hit, so we couldn't do that anymore. And then when they introduced the Winterfest, they asked us to just do a light tour, and not from the tree lighting. So we started it individually. And so we take them to a few neighborhoods. I don't know if you know about the inflatable house. There's an inflatable house off of Juniper Street, and their whole entire yard is filled with inflatables. And they give away toys to children and adults. So we stopped by there, and then there's a couple houses down off of Scenic View with the Scenic View neighborhood. And they have lights that connect to their music. And so we stopped there. And then there's another neighborhood where they have like little archways that you can kind of walk through with lights all over. And so we take them on that, and they sing, and they get candy canes, and we give away special ornaments, and it's just a fun time, and it's on our trolley, and which Nancy beautifully decorates. She's amazing.
She's our interior and exterior.
Yes.
decorator.
She's what makes all the lovely scenes up front for us for all the holidays. But people seem to like it. We opened up 2 different days so that people would have an opportunity to sign up. And both days they were full immediately.
Immediately, I was here in the morning, phones were spraying and it was booked.
Like that. So, and we're still getting calls of people asking, can I sign up? So, and people walking up when we go to Mining Park to pick people up. Oh, I didn't know I needed to sign up. Can I get on? So it's definitely very popular. So, and we're hoping to do more next year, so.
They tried putting out in the city or somebody like, we're thinking of doing a route for all your Christmas lights, maybe the neighborhoods if you wanna.
They did do that one year, like, do you wanna, like, sign up or?
Well, I mean, just to see the neighborhood, so that way you can kind of come up with a route. And include those houses, because
So they did that one year and nobody really responded, but we do have a route that we do.
I know 2 of my neighbors, they outdid me, so
Where's your neighborhood?
I'm off right, DeBarco and Sandy Heights, so they got 2 houses down, but like way more lights than me, and then the guy at the down there has grass, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing
That
that.
house is crazy.
Yeah, he did more this year, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna.
It's the one up in the grass.
Yes.
We go down there.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
I'm the
go
one
in
with,
that year.
I'm the one with the big minion and the snowman. But they're
Yes.
deflated right now.
That is Or that's on our return back that we go that way,
Oh,
so
okay.
we always hit that up.
Yeah, I started with the inflatables because of my grandkids and stuff, and I'm known for having that big minion. So he's got like 60 zip ties on the backside of him. Yeah, just trying to keep them alive. So it's kind of like that. It's almost like a peacock lane out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my favorite, that little strip right there, I love it, so, yeah, there's some good ones on that. So.
Great.
There's also, I'll just say, gonna be a, for the first time, they're gonna do a January jog.
Jolly Jingle, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I know
Jolly Jingle Dog.
from here, which is one of the reasons that we asked Cedar Ridge Middle School's art class if they would decorate our front doors for us. So that's why we had that beautiful painting of Snoopy and all of that. It's designed by Cedar Ridge Middle School artist. And we will open the doors for the public to come in and meet us and see what goes on behind the closed doors of the Sandy Operations Center if they want to during the Jolly Jog, Jingle, Jolly, I don't know, jog.
Jolly Jingle Dog.
Something like that.
Jingle jog. I think it's a jingle jog.
Jingle's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's on the flyer up there.
Yeah,
It's a jolly jog, you know?
yeah, that's what it is.
But for some people.
Who jog?
And operations.
Yeah, I got a couple new things going on for sure. First and foremost, those electric buses are finally in operation.
Thank
We don't have
you.
the full infrastructure to go full time yet, but we're working on it. And drivers are about 60% of them are now trained on SAM for that specific bus, so we run those every single day on the PM side. Starting December 1st, we had the new schedules go into effect. I really like those myself. Couple big changes there was I think shuttle's now 9 runs. I believe Claphams is now up to 8. It's previously 6. Sunday schedule, as mentioned before, has changed. Also running pretty smoothly for the most part. I also like that we've changed some of the driver schedules a little bit to support in the afternoon side for dialysis return rides. We have a lot of dialysis rides, and there's always people asking for more. And so we're now able to support that a little bit better by using, we have it's called a lunch shift now in the morning and afternoon. So a driver will come in and drive like lunch shifts for Sam, and then the afternoon side, they actually cover their rides in the afternoon. It's been a lot more efficient, and it's helped out our morning night driver quite a bit hours wise.
Let me ask you, Zach, what is the primary dialysis location?
It's for City is Kidney Care 235 Star Street, I believe. Yeah, it's about 17.5-minute drive with no traffic, about 25-minute drive with traffic. Return ride in, it does get clogged up, so having that extra driver in the afternoon definitely helps us get our passengers back on time. It is a struggle because our afternoon side, there's like 3 or 4 people that wanted that 3:30 pickup, and we can really only service about 3 of them at a time, so that had 3 driver there in the afternoons now really help accommodate that. Last time I think of is we just got new ski boxes in finally. Took a while to get in. They're getting wired up and they should be ready to get put on the buses on Monday, I believe. Although Timberline only has like an inch of snow right now, so I'll see that happen.
It's coming.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's coming.
It's cold this week.
Yeah, so
So how many hours does the electric buses for you guys? How long do they last?
So for full, if you charge to 100%, they can go about 375 miles. We only charge about 80 to 85%. So hours wise, that turns into about 8.5 hours, 9 hours.
Yeah, ours, they kind of took them off some of the routes because with the wipers and everything else, kind of drained the batteries, so they couldn't be out there for more than 8 hours.
Yeah, I know. I was actually down at your Columbia location with Young, I think, a while back, and showing me some of your models. They said it was a bifurcated one that should be lasting like way longer, hopefully, because they have like 3 times the battery.
Yeah, we were supposed to have rapid chargers put in, but those have been put on hold now.
Oh, really?
Do we have the the framing and expensive lights, that we don't have nothing for the buses to rapid charge. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but they, a lot of the runs on the 9, they took them off because, they're just out there too long and that the batteries were not holding up the charge with the heaters on, the wipers
Oh, yeah.
up and down, so. I think they might be throwing them on other lines or they're just not using them right now.
Yeah, winter time, that's what they told, anytime you turn that heater on,
Yeah.
and that battery goes way faster.
Yeah, they just ordered 60 hydrogen buses,
Oh, I heard about that, yeah.
but we have no way of fueling them with this
That
time.
infrastructure's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
That's an ambitious project there.
Yeah, the Columbia location is where all the new buses go, so we don't see them until they hit the yards. Or someone has a picture of them, so.
Yeah, the tank for that, would have to be put underground, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
But hopefully that goes well.
yeah, everything with the spending going on, well, non-spending going on right now, will be interesting how that
Yeah.
we're managing.
Yeah. See how that one turns out.
Yeah, I seen the electric buses, I was curious why they only run in the afternoons, and
Yeah, we don't have on-site charging yet, so we're actually charging at Fred Meyer.
that's what somebody said, they're like bus at Praise, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the closest spot to charge them.
It's good.
Really, and I go, it's safe there, it's not Portland, it's safe.
Well, they have pretty fast chargers down there. We go for about 20 to 80% in about 55 to 60 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I thought we wouldn't sit there for a really long time. When you told me it was an hour, I was like,
They have the
that's fine.
they have 365 kilowatt chargers over there. Sure, it's about as high as you can go.
Dang,
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah,
It's
that's where we have.
So just to give an update, since we're on the subject, is we do have all of our environmental. One of these days, I'll let you know about our environmental process and why we don't have on-site charging yet. We've been working on it for 3 years. But, we had to hire some consultants and, redo some, paperwork for the National Environmental Policy Act. Anyway, so all of those studies, we had to do a new cultural analysis study and a new hazardous materials study and some other things. And all of that paperwork has been sent to FTA. And they've responded today actually about one change that they wanted me to make, which was a really minor in the listing him in the contact list while they do the review. So hopefully if and the federal grant that required all of that paperwork, it has taken so long, it will expire in September of 26. So they have requested that they look at that, do the review for that paperwork before other grants that aren't expiring. So hopefully we'll hear back soon. And if we get the thumbs up, we are currently scheduled to go on the city council agenda January 5th for to sign a contract with PGE to start the work. So if all the stars align, and PGE has been great about making sure that they get the equipment and get us, because we also entered an agreement with them 3 years ago to get us up and moving as fast as possible. So hopefully, if all the stars align, we will be charging on site within 6 months.
That would be great.
Yeah, PGE has said a couple of months. Once we get started, they believe it'll take a couple, because they have all the equipment.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed that we get thumbs up from the feds, which it took them 8 months to give us a yes. Literally just a yes for something else they reviewed, so. Anyway, that's why we aren't charging on site
Yet.
yet.
One other thing, you bringing up Ed reminded me that we are changing it from Ed to Sam Med.
Nice.
You know, it's an extra touch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And that's just like a lift bus or something, right?
Mhm.
I just really like.
Ford Transit van, yeah.
Yeah, it's that one.
Oh, there's the smaller one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We have 3 Ford Transits out there that I live in them. Those are the 3 that run daily.
I just, so when people ask me the different bands they see, I try to let them know what ones they are.
Yeah, the cutaways are the local dial-a-ride, so they're a little bit bigger, there's Champion.
That's kind of like the one
Colorado.
that, they do on the Gresham one too, right?
Sometimes it was, yes, sometimes.
Like, yeah, lately it's been,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we have a couple cutaways that have been thrown on Gresham lately, because our 3 electric backup buses that were supposed to take the place of the diesel buses that have hit their useful life, obviously are a little slow getting on the road, so we've had to throw some smaller buses on,
Are the diesel ones, out of commission?
yeah.
Mostly maintenance issues so far. 26 is finally out. That was
Yeah.
just done for it by like 2 or 3 times and expanded to weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was going to work one day and I was like,
yeah.
and I came up there, I'm like, do you guys not have a vendor? I'm like, I've never seen a bus just sit on the road. It's something new I didn't know about. She's like, oh, no, we do that. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, I never thought about that because I never seen the buses on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was sitting there that day, it was we work with AD Truck Repair, and I'm sure if you're aware, but they come on trip and some stuff for us, and he had to have to wait, stop to the side of the road, told us to hold it, he checked it out, and he's like, yeah, we can't fix this work. So 26 is gone. 31 and 34 are the 2 diesels, they're also in for maintenance right now, so we're seeing those cutaways on for Gresham. Yeah, so we've been a little strained on the Gillig side of it.
I mean, the timing kind of is nice for the electrics that are coming in.
It's fantastic.
Yes, yes. Yeah, if only we could charge them a little.
I mean,
faster
hours
outside.
not bad though.
Yeah. No, it's really not, I'm impressed. And
Put a
I,
generator on the back, you know what I mean?
the few times I've ridden on the electrics, cause I did happen to catch one coming back from Gresham the other day, and they're just so nice. They're so nice.
That, yeah, they're nice, smooth, but
Quiet, the temperature is right, they don't do this like a diesel bus, I mean, just so nice.
But our drivers local too.
Yeah,
I think the trucks are the one driving mostly.
do you guys, do you have the heated seats in yours?
Yeah.
For the driver or something? I don't know why we got that.
Get that, and that thing all day long.
Yeah, the driver's like, oh my god, we got heated seats, and I'm like, in an electric bus, like, yeah, and I go,
what,
why?
yeah, what a waste of energy.
I'm like, no wonder the batteries are dying. What are you saying?
Yeah,
It's crazy, yeah, who knows why they ordered them with that.
but see, they also have the electric buses where they have the extra diesel for the heater, I think, in your new Flyers, or no?
Oh, no, we haven't got the new flyers yet.
Oh, okay,
And those ones are the been ordered 60 of them. We're still on the Gilligs.
okay,
Yeah, there was a conflict with New Flyer and they finally settled that whole issue, so
good.
that's why they're on the New Flyer again. So, cool.
I think other than that, I don't really have anything else.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Old business,
What's old business?
projects.
Well, I already informed you about the electrification. We just yesterday got our 90% design for, I lost the,
It's been going.
it's been doing that? Okay. I might. No, I won't. I can't see well enough to do it. We got 90% design and permitting documents for the new building we would like to build. I have no idea how we're gonna fund it yet. Joe, we've been designing a tenant improvement of this building, so this would become like an enclosed conference room. The front door would be moved and made a little safer than it currently is. And a lot more office space would be opened up in this building. City's running out of office space essentially. And that building would, the operations team, so all the drivers in it and all the lockers, etc., would move into that building, and then it has 2 drive-through maintenance bays. So we would be able to do maintenance on all the city departments' fleets, not just transit, but the entire city. And county, obviously. And we were very excited and moving right along, and we do already have a state grant of 900,000 as the match to a federal grant. We did not get the federal grant we put in for. We didn't expect to because of it's a really hard one to get. And with the federal landscape the way it is at the moment, I'm not sure how well funded transit infrastructure projects are going to be in the next couple of years. So we'll see. We're starting to kind of look at we're widening our revenue sources if we can. So anyway, we need it. We've spent 2 years now, I think, designing it. So that will be my goal for the next 2 years. Build a building.
And just so you know, Sandy Neck has been eyeing this with,
I know. I sent Greg so Sandy Net has full intentions of taking my design and building something just like it. So the city owns the property that is grass. So this 5 acres is fenced in and there's grass over there. There's another 3 acres, I believe. So they plan on taking my design of that building and making one exactly like it, but for them and the grass over there. And Sandy Net will have a new home. Cause I don't know if you guys have been to their home, but it's not very nice.
Where do they hold their meetings at?
pardon?
Where do they hold their meetings? Is it down?
It's open by the elementary
Oh,
school.
is it the old bunker? Do you go there for the meetings too?
Yeah, back to there,
Wow.
just
Do you,
about
do
the
you see the
farm.
ghosts in that building or?
You know, we've met a few.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned something earlier about the crime and so forth on Portland transit systems and the negative impact that that's had on their ridership. So I was just curious, do our buses have cameras in?
They do, they have, RPW has Samsara cameras in there, and the city also has their own cameras as well.
And so do they accumulate the record that you can access later, or is there radio communication? Is it online communication, real time?
I think you want to know, how do you access the data?
Yeah, so the cities, you actually can pull out the hard drive, correct? Ours is accessible via an online portal.
Yeah, and so you probably have 30 days worth of data.
Yeah, the longer you wait, the more it deteriorates, deletes itself. So we have roughly, I think, 60 days we can go back fully to pull from.
Yeah.
But all you gets deleted after about 14 days.
And typically, you know, when something bad happens, you're gonna need it then hours or a week to make, so it's.
Well, the drivers also have a button on there. They can press it and it automatically uploads to my computer and notifies us of it. So they can instantly notify when any incident that occurs while they're there. Which is pretty helpful.
And that's the system that the company itself has, right?
Yeah, we installed Samsara cameras.
I remember that. I was trying to remember, I sat in on all the interviews and stuff, so I was trying to remember your guys' technology cameras for safety, not only for the drivers, but for the passengers. So it's pretty high tech.
Yeah, eventually, it was, casinos, and there was a study done about the benefit of having surveillance cameras and how they function as a deterrent. And, you know, so the purpose is to deter, not really to prosecute, but there's a real benefit to that.
Yeah, we have monitors on all our buses, and that was to be installed to kind of deter the problems, but with what's going on with narcotics and stuff, it doesn't. I had a guy yesterday, he was going around pumping out all the hand sanitizer, walking up and down the bus, and I'm like, dude, you're wearing out the floor on the bus, can you just sit down? And yeah, it's just the cameras don't mean nothing. I mean, a lot of them just zone out the people around them, and they're in their own little world, and the trying everything, but it's just what we call zombies. Us drivers call them zombies because you don't know what they're gonna do. So it's unfortunate, but we kind of learn how to deal with it ourselves, and de-escalate things and not have issues. I haven't heard of any assaults, lately, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, but that functions as real negative for the writers that you want on, but
Yeah.
people like that get on the bus and they see bad things and.
And most of them are the ones that they don't pay, and they're the ones that cause the problem, but. You know, our rules are different there, and I asked here how the rules are, and if they have the problems, but we, you know, have the big city problems out here, which is kind of nice, so. Make people want to ride the system a little bit more out here too.
That is something that our city council has been focused on, for the past couple of years, is just finding a way to get that message across that, we don't have the same issues as, you know, people right now see a lot about issues that are on mass transit that we don't necessarily experience. So Sandy has always been promoted as the safe and efficient option, and so council's been really, really focused on how do we let the public know, like, we are still safe, we're, you know.
We're the Beverly Hills of transit.
Country club in transit.
Yeah, to C-Tran, my brother-in-law was up there, and they don't have the problems that some of the big cities
Yeah,
do, so.
yeah, seems to be a little bit of a Portland issue. Yeah.
Legislation.
So the transportation bill was referred to the ballot. Transit was part of the bill that passed. However, it doubled the stiff payroll, but it only doubled it for 2 years. So currently transit collects 1%, or it's not even 1%. Payroll tax statewide, that was doubled, but it was doubled to be collected from 26 to 28. The voters were able to gather enough signatures to send that to the ballot, so it will go on the ballot, which means that they will not start collecting that tax. So we pretty much are like, by the time it hits the ballot and gets voted on, it will have sunset anyway, and it's not gonna be collected in the meantime. So, so we'll wait and see. I know that there is already activity happening. TriMet's putting together a task force that someone talked to me about today, possibly being on, to get in front of the legislators in the 2027 session. Because as you all know, Oregon does business every, in the long sessions every 2 years. So it will be back in front of the legislators, of the legislature in 2027. In the meantime, we kind of all are just gonna operate on the funding that we currently have. And don't expect to see any increase in the statewide transit improvement fund, which is what STIP stands for. So I think that's my only legislative update.
Any other financials that you wanted to go through? Did you want me to say?
No, I just kind of moved it to the front, because I knew she needed to go. And it's really important that the board, is aware of our financial situation and how our funding is spent. There is a board training that ODOT did for a different agency, and they are more of a special district than we are. So their board operates a little differently, but we may next board meeting present that training. It was recorded with the intent of helping to educate boards on what you should be doing as a board. With the influx of STIF, it's been pretty important to ODOT that the boards understand what types of revenue the transit agency is getting, how it's intended to be spent, et cetera. So we'll probably do a board training, maybe in March.
I guess the tough question is, how's the funding for like service cuts and stuff like that? Go with it.
Yeah, we're fine.
I remember you said you were good for at least 2 years, so.
That was back, when the federal government shut down. We were like, yeah, we can run for a year. We could now if we needed to. But we don't get a lot of stiff funding. TriMet gets a lot of stiff funding. And so the increase of stiff wouldn't necessarily, it would mean a lot. It would help. It would definitely help. And TriMet does very kindly pay for the Clackamas Town Center route, right? Because that could be a TriMet route, we go into their jurisdiction. They could pay for part of it, but it's expensive to operate. And this has been a partnership of TriMet and agencies that are outside TriMet for a very long time. That smaller agencies can oftentimes run those types of routes less expensive than TriMet can. So instead of TriMet putting routes like that out, and especially since their core services are more in the dense urban frequent service, they will often, through various fundings, they will support other agencies like the Clackamas Town Center route. We are bringing them passengers. Those are their passengers that we are handing to them. So in their cuts, that might be one of the things that gets cut. We might see our Clackamas Town Center route disappear. Last I heard, we won't see it disappear this year, but it's possible that it will disappear the following year. So on the one hand, I'm saying, we don't get a lot of stiff funding, so that didn't impact us as much as it did TriMet. But on the other hand, because we partner with TriMet and TriMet is experiencing some funding issues, we may end up seeing some of our funding cut that we get through TriMet. I'm a little more worried about federal funding than I am the state funding. The federal government, in the past, we used to get 2-year contracts. However, this biennium, ODOT was able to get 1 year of funding contracted and in their banks, so we know we have it, even though it's been awarded. But we haven't seen the second year of the biennium. Typically, we would get they would get 2 years. They don't have a contract for that second year. And federal 5310, they just got the contract and just got the funding, even though it should have happened back in July. So it's slower than usual, and I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest.
So the federal grants are the prior life, I used a lot of federal grants for Indian tribes.
Yeah.
And oftentimes there were, strict conditions associated with those grants.
Very strict, yeah.
And there had to be just an excellent accounting system
Yes.
that kept track of what you spent the money for, and because those can be revoked.
Yes.
So are we in that shape too, where we have to make sure we only spend the money
Yes.
for what?
Yes. That is the bulk of my job, is making sure we're spending the money the way that we should spend the money. And we are almost always in some sort of audit, whether it's a stiff audit, so the state audits us with stiff. It could be a drug and alcohol audit. Are we, testing our drivers properly, or is our contractor testing? And it's very often, we have an annual audit of, sometimes it's just procurement, sometimes it's all of our finances, but if you spend more than $750,000 in federal funds, then you get audited, and we do. So we do every year.
And of course, now we gotta make sure we're not hiring any illegal aliens as drivers.
Yep, yep. There is,
I don't think anybody can if they're getting federal funds, right?
right,
Cause you have to go through the background checks and all that.
right.
Yeah, fingerprint.
We are definitely fine there. So, but we do have all of those restrictions that you're talking about. It is very guarded. Lots of strings.
Neighbor updates.
Our neighbor couldn't make it because of everything happening in the county at the moment, and they are on the county emergency team. And so I don't think we have any more updates.
Yeah, just said it's about to snow on the mountain, so.
Yeah, big time.
Probably is right now.
Yeah.
And public comment. Yeah, we have nothing.
I do, but I pretty much want to speak back off the record. All I can say is, my 4-year-old autistic cousin was aware of Sandy since she was 4. She first went to Sandy since she was 6 by accident through a cicada, not knowing there was a bus route out here through a cicada. And for me, I had to rewrite my entire contract. It will take effect this Monday, which means I'll probably be going to Sandy 70% less often. Yeah. That's why I prefer to talk with it off the record. This is exciting. Look, but at least Sandy's not Roosevelt and Moana. Their cuts are 3 times worse. They are being affected by the service cuts. At least Sandy don't have that, I guess. That's all I'll say about that.
Thank you. Yeah. So a lot of cuts happen,
Yeah.
a lot of cuts. It is everything is very expensive. And the revenue is not necessarily keeping up.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Anything else from anyone? Okay, we're adjourned.
Onward and upward.
Next meeting is March 18th. Here in the Operations Center, 5:30 to 7. And will we be doing the training as part of the meeting, or would that be?
Yes, if we do it,
If that,
it will, it's at least an hour, so it probably will be the meeting.
okay.
I'm gonna watch it first to make sure it, I started to watch it. I wanna make sure it's worth our time.
Is it something that you can send out for us to watch on our own time, maybe?
I could,
I mean, that way it doesn't take up all the.
Meeting time.
yeah. You'd be willing to do that, yeah. Okay, Roxy and Joseph, thank you for joining us. Sorry that you missed Smoky Hearst brisket potato.
Thank you for having us, and we'll catch it next time. I was asking Muna, you didn't talk about the OTA conference.
No, I didn't, and you know what?
What?
Maybe, I'm glad you brought that up. I am gonna add something to our next agenda.
Uh-huh.
From the OTA conference, but I thought it was a really good conference. We missed you guys.
Yeah, we missed you guys too.
It's probably like the first time you haven't been to that conference in like 20 years.
Yeah, something like that.
And I know you didn't go because you were protesting that there was no costume party.
No.
That's the real reason you weren't there.
Yeah, all right. That's it.
No, it was a good conference. I actually brought something back that I do want to bring to the board. So thanks for bringing that back around. Heather and I are going to also meet to debrief on some things. So thanks for bringing that back into my priority box.
Sure.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Good
Merry
night.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Savings the cloud.